there's a very high chance you're going to be homeless. You're going to be jobless. And you're like, what? How? Okay, let me explain something, right? A lot of the job market, right? You could break down the job market by like job types, right? So like across the board on many different jobs, institutions, right? They all need data entry, let's say, right? They all need like an accountant, right? Like most, right? These are like fundamental aspects of like a business, right? Like that's why we got like QuickBooks and whatnot and whatever, right? Right. So you can look at the job market as layers, right? Layers of different institutions that are like kind of stacked on each other, right? And obviously, it's not all across the board, but it mostly is, right? Front desk, little things, right? And this makes up a very like sizable portion of the workforce, right? See, the thing is, those are going to be gone in like 5 to 10 years, like across the board, dog. There's no need for a data entry when the AI can perfectly attach any paper that you put in a machine, whatever is written in there, into whatever it needs to go with a 98% accuracy. Like whoever is the front desk, if there's like whoever is still there, like they'll just add it to their job. Hey, can you just, it's just gonna highlight red in places it's unsure. Like, can you just can you just be the data entry guy, please? Because it's not gonna be a real thing, right? Same thing with the front desk. I mean, like, is it that hard to? There's a spider just chilling right here. Is it that hard to believe that they would just? I mean, like McDonald's cashiers and stuff, like, it could be gone pretty quick, So yeah, like in 5 to 10 years, like what's gonna happen is that entire sectors, right, like across the nation, it's just gonna disappear, dog. It's just gonna disappear. And there's another thing, right? There's the AI automation, but there's like mechanical automation, right? That's like another one that we don't talk about because we kind of just sort of accepted it. Like think of the auto industry. Like these entire lines are automated, more or less, right? The robots with the arms that just come in and do it, Same thing with doctors. I mean, doctors use them now. Medical stuff. Okay, well, why not just have an AI, tell the robot what to do and just have one person that makes sure the AI don't trip or some shit. I don't know. Have another AI that makes sure that AI isn't tripping. I don't know, though. It's right. So we have the mechanical automation, and then we have the AI automation. 5 to 10 years, you're gonna be jobless, dog. You're gonna be jobless. You're gonna be, dude. You do delivery, you're done. You do any form of transportation from one sector or the other, you're done. You're done. Drones can do that. AI cars can do that. Dude, in 5 to 10 years, we're all homeless, dog. We're all done. We're done. And guess who's gonna be in charge, dude? Who's gonna be in charge? The fascist, pedophile elites or some shit, dog. I don't know. Every person in our government, dog, is a fascist, genocidal, mass murdering, right? You think they're gonna give a fuck? And half of them are pedophiles. Literal pedophile and pedophile defenders, right? Half of these people are defending straight pedophiles. They're pedophiles also. They're taking your money to mass murder hundreds of thousands of people that have been in a ghetto concentration camp for 100 years. Like, would your politician be like, hey, like, I want, like, imagine if your politician, right, was said, like, this is my campaign trail, and this is what I want to do in America. People would lose their shit. They'll be like, oh, like, you know, they're trying to, this is like authoritarianism or whatever, right? But like, they'll just they'll send that money somewhere else, some other person that's doing that. They'll have someone that does that come here and they'll clap him like Netanyahu, you know? So think about it, right? The people in charge, right, are the only them, right, that make the laws. They get paid by corporations, right? Which are gonna be the only one, like the people who run them are gonna be the only ones making money, like the only ones with access, with power. And the cops, right? Because they still need the cops, right? To get the hundreds of thousands of you, make sure you can't do nothing about it, dog, right? You can't go to the politicians because you don't pay them enough for their campaigns. You've never cared about them not being fascist to like genociding people around the world, right? Did you care? Like, be honest, did you give a fuck? Or were you pro it, right? So now, do you think that the person with that your mentality in power knows about you, gives a fuck about you? No, he took your money to waste it on genocidal shit because they were getting paid, either a corporation, some other state or whatever. So tell me, as the years go by and then we have 10,000 people across the board go like lose their job. I mean, you hear that all the time now, and you don't lose shit. You hear like, oh, Walmart is laying down 177,000 workers. Dog, do you flinch? Do you flinch or no? You don't. You don't flinch. You don't give a fuck, right? They don't give a fuck. They most definitely don't give a fuck, right? So you're going to be homeless. You're not gonna have a job, right? You don't run a company. And if you did, you can't run it better than these guys can. You don't have it. You're done. You're done, dog. You're fucked. We're fucked. We're all fucked, right? And you want to know why? Well, mostly because you're like a fascist, stupid, like whoever the fuck you hate as. You're a bitch ass motherfucker. That's right. That's the first thing. And I can prove that you're a bitch ass motherfucker because, let me guess, name the top 10 issues that bother you. And do they have relate anything to the structural reality? Nah, it's some shit they fed you, right? Some shit about your feelings. Like, I don't like gay people. I don't like brown people. Some stupid shit, right? Some dumb shit. That's what it is, right? So that's what's in your mind, right? You don't know a single law. You don't know a single institution. You don't know a single law being passed. You don't have no structural fucking reality, dog. You live in your little comfy boxes, and so do I. So do all of us. We don't have a structural understanding. So you're done. You're fucked, stupid. You're fucked. God damn. They really fucked me up pretty good. I got beat up. So that's what's gonna happen, dog. Right? The AI is gonna get really good enough, and where like QuickBooks is gonna come out with QuickBooks AI. Done. Half of the accountants, gone. Cashiers, gone. Front desk, gone. Truckers, gone. You're an artist, gone. And then what are they going to do when you start complaining, stupid? They're going to do what you wanted to do to everyone else you ever heard complain, stupid. They're going to send the cops and the riot, and they're going to fuck him up, and they're going to beat him up. Matter of fact, they're going to put him in concentration camps. They're going to Gaza them up, stupid. That's all they know how to do. They're going to take your money to pay the cops to put you underground. And by underground, I don't mean not kill you, dog. I mean literally underground. Homeless people live underground, stupid. Look at Las Vegas. They're all underground. And you're like, bro, these people that run this place, right? They are salivating. They're salivating. Son, I run a business, right? I understand the underlying little brain chemicals you get when you make that money, dog. When you get power. We're all people of power, right? When you make that money, we all know, son. And it's not illegal. It's not illegal to make you a fucking serf, dog. It's not illegal. You understand? They don't give a fuck, son. They're just gonna take all of that money and they're gonna fuck whoever the fuck they gotta fuck over, son. Until it's them. Till it's them next. They don't need you, dog. What? They don't even need you, son. They don't even want you here. They don't even need you. They're gonna be like, just like you're like, yes, Mr. Trump, take all these homeless people away. Or Mr. Trump, take all these legal or illegal immigrants away. Like, just build it's gonna be you, bitch. 5 to 10 years, hopefully 50, hopefully never. And probably never. People are gonna lose their shit, clearly, right? Or maybe not. No, it'll just be slow. It'll just be slow, right? You hear 100,000 people got laid off because of this, you're not gonna bat an eye. It's gonna keep going, it's gonna keep going, it's gonna keep going. Whatever, dog. Okay, so what do we do about it, right? What can we do about the inevitable future of all means of production owners from slowly killing the rest of us while convincing the other half to not bug the fuck out because they're still getting paid, you know? Like, oh, whatever, I'm not gonna start doing this shit, right? There's only one solution, right? And there's only one real solution. Like, there's a lot of solutions. Like, people are saying like, oh, we have universal basic income because, like, hey, for them to make money, they still need like people. But I guess people are forgetting that, like, they don't really need money. They need their lifestyle. So if the robots can do it and maintain their lifestyle, and then there's just like a couple of people that they'll do it. Like, they don't. Right, so it's not really the money, it's the power, right? It's just, right? So I don't really think that might be a patch, like that would work for a while, you know? But it'd just be the same thing where we just ignore, like, the hundreds of thousands of people who just are like homeless or go to jail or like, you know, just live in the street. Like, I don't know, dog, just poor. I don't know, right? So we can continue doing that, I guess. It can be, but it'll just whittle down to like, whatever, you know. Fundamentally, the only thing that's gonna save us from these fascist, pedophile, fucking defending motherfuckers who don't give a fuck, right? The only thing that's gonna protect us, right, is if we have those resources, right? Because right now, what we have is that we have people that can get resources using, workers, right? Or make a resource or a service or whatever, right? What we need to make sure that we have as this transition basically to a post-work society is not just that people have like the representation of whatever to get access to something, whether that be like money or whatever, right? We need to make sure that we have those resources. Because if we do not have them, I'm talking about in stockpile, dog. If we do not have it, right, these people of power that own the means of production, right, they're going to be like, no. Why would I waste my time and like whatever effort it takes or whatever to get these resources, to give it to who that's not paying? To use their UBI money for what? Like that money's not, that's not even real money. They have some whole other market now. Like crypto coin or some shit. I don't know, dog. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna eventually hit another point in where they're like, nah, I don't care. Homeless, whatever, who cares? I don't care. We need to have those resources at a fucking continental level. And not like, oh, we have it as in we gotta go dig it, because we have it in a giant hole in the ground. We have 10 trillion billion pounds of every metal we would ever need. And you're like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, should we like drain the world and start hoarding? No. The opposite, actually. We should not be destroying our environment, right? That's another thing. Once it's gone, there's only gonna be nice little patches, and they're not giving it to you, stupid. Are they gonna give you the nice patch of not shit, plastic-filled fucking piece of shit land to you? Yeah, keep fucking thinking, dog. Right? No. We have everything we need up here. Up in the sky, bitch. Yeah, in space. Yeah, I'm going there. Actually, no, I'm not going there. I'm gonna stop right there. Before I get to this answer, right? There's actually there's one underlying important thing that we need to have for this to even work, right? For even the asteroid thing that I'm about to say, I just gave it away, to work, right? And it's the thing that I'm always talking about, right? We need to have a society that has a structural, material relationship, understanding with their environment. You understand? I always say this, right? Nothing that I will ever say, right, will work unless this is completed, right? Unless our system density blindness is gone, right? Right? Until you know the shit around you, right? You will forever, the only thing you will forever care about is unimportant shit, dog. All you'll care about is you'll just jug whatever comes out of your faucet. You don't know who, what, when, where, why, or how, or what's in it, dog. And then and then when you find out maybe one tiny little thing out of context, your whole life will turn upside down, because you're like, oh my God, there's like fluoride in the water. I've never heard about that before. As I have no structural understanding. I just heard of something and it scared me. Now I'm losing my fucking shit or some shit. Like, whether or not that's correct or not, that's how it goes. That's how it goes for everything, right? Yeah, you don't know how the fuck that shit works. You find out a little bit, and you're like, what the fuck? Is this all? It's fucking ridiculous, right? Not even, son. I got a better one. Actually. You were just drinking water your whole life, from the tap sometimes or whatever. And then you find out that shit was poisoning you for the last fucking 2 years. You ever heard of that happen? The whole town, the whole city being poisoned on purpose. And you were there like an idiot. You ain't know shit. You don't know how nothing is structured. So you standing there like a fucking dumbass, dying. These fascist pedophile motherfuckers killing you. And they still kill you later, son. They haven't fixed half these places, son. You ever see the super funds? You on top of a super fund right now, probably, son. Whatever. Right? You don't know what, dog. Dog, the people who pass the bills don't read the bills. Like, what are we arguing here? What am I explaining to you? You know that you're just a sheep. You know that. I'm a sheep, you're a sheep, we're all just sheep that walks around in the sidewalk. The people who own the pen for our sheep cages don't even read the manuals for the sheep cages. Do you really think they're not gonna put you in a concentration camp for the homeless because there's no jobs? They will, dog. You think they care about your kids not being fucking pedophiled up? Do you really think they care? No, you don't care. You don't care. You're a sheep that can think and you don't care. You gladly sit there, dog. They're mass murdering, starving people. They're gonna do that to you next. That's all they know how to do. That's all you wanted. You don't know nothing that goes on around you, son. And you too lazy. And I know I'm shitting on you, but I'm shitting on y'all as much as I'm shitting myself. I'm shitting on humanity. The human, you know. And this isn't like an individual problem, like, oh, you are personally too stupid. No, I'm sorry. I'm using it for the energy of the camera, right? But the issue is that we don't necessarily have the tool for it. Or the tool, we do have the tool. The fascists have the tool, and they're using it to control you, right? Like Palantir has those tools, but they're using it to control you, right? Right? Basically, we live, right? It's like, we don't, right? Like, think about it like this, right? Like, back in the day, right? People that lived next to like a big forest, right? They would fill in the blanks and make up whole stories about the forest. Because they didn't have a map. They didn't know it was just a little piece of forest that would end here or whatever. Maybe some of them knew or whatever, but like, they didn't have like you see those maps where like, they would like just fill in shit, they'll put krakens in there or whatever, right? They fill in the gaps. They didn't have the proper tools to make a map, an accurate map. So like, it was half real and then half sort of just made up like bullshit, right? That's you and me and us about the society structure. You know, the things that aren't physical, but they're physical, right? The arrangement of people, the laws that tell them what to do, like how a system interacts with another system, and right? We're basically those people where we just make shit up. That's why politics is a joke. That's why they don't read the bills. They don't have to, because they don't talk about shit, dog. They talking about made up shit that like, oh, your feelings, like, oh, trans people. I've never heard, I already hate people that are different. So, oh, trans people. And then you'll watch 10 million hours about how trans people shouldn't be doing shit or that or whatever. You'll go ahead and bully one trans person, right, for a whole year, right? But did you read the law, or did they tell you about the law that allowed them to fucking put DDT or forever chemicals and shit in your water, dog? What about the fact that your fucking balls is full of microplastic? What? They ain't gonna say shit, stupid. They're not gonna give you a structural fucking understanding of it. They're not gonna be like, these are the companies, these are the laws, and this. No, dog. That's boring. That's boring. You want to shit on the wokes, or the wokes want woke shit or whatever, dog. That's what you want. Motherfucker, there's $1 billion suit for the most popular weed raid causes cancer. No one gives a fuck about it, dog. You heard 30 seconds of it. It went in your brain and it went the other, and you only remembered because I brought it up right now. But you have no structural understanding of that. Where's that case? What's that relationship between that and your surrounding area? Does your local state use Roundup for whatever local parks, like anything, dog. You could have been rolling in that cancer-causing shit, and you don't give a fuck, dog. You don't know. You don't care. You want to bully whatever, son. You understand what I'm saying, son? That's the first thing, son. You gotta stop being a fucking bitch, and you gotta sit down at with the chief's table. Actually, dog. We're still a village, stupid. It's just really big and dense. And you gotta sit down and do some shit. Or it's gonna be, you're gonna wake up one day and it's gonna be like, oh my God, this is children of men. No one can have babies because we're all full of fucking forever chemicals and microplastic. Not that you give a fuck. You're still gonna get the single-use plastic shit and like, whatever, son. I mean, so will I. So will I. We're all fucking, but that's the first thing we gotta do, son. That's the first thing we gotta do. We gotta have a structural relationship with our environment and actually know shit. And be evolved. And you don't be a fucking sheep, like a fucking little sheep that just walks around and is like, I don't know nothing. I don't have an opinion. Bitch, go home or something. I don't know. Just go under a rock. Or just keep your mouth shut. I don't know. Whatever, son. Right? Once we have a civilization, right? I'm not telling you to change your opinions about it. You can still, whatever, Rob. I mean, I don't know why, but go ahead. Hate whoever you want to hate. Just don't be a sheep. And that's the problem. Once you actually structurally understand something, right? You're like, oh, wow, okay, like it's kind of dumb for me to, it's not what but that's why it doesn't happen enough. But that's a whole nother argument. Right, but okay, sorry. System density blindness, the society interface. That's the underlying thing we need to fix. Back directly to what I was saying about how do we solve like us not being like homeless, concentration camped, Gaza camped because robots have our jobs and you don't own any shit. Your parents popped you out and it's like whatever. Now they can kill you. The cops will come and beat you up if you try to go to the not homeless location. Right? How do we stop that? Right? Like I was saying, right? It's not just the money. We need to have the resource, right? We need to have the resource like there and done, and we give it to the people. The only way we can do that, the only way I see this, right, is if we consume the asteroid Psyche. Yep, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But the asteroid Psyche will save us. If we can have a pipeline in where all of those resources are there, son. If we can have a direct pipeline of infinite metals. I'm talking about infinite metals coming down to this country from space. Like we have an army of satellite drones that all they do is go over there and slowly consume the asteroid. And we will have infinite metals, just the metals, right? Infinite metals, all types of metals, the rarest to the not rarest to the diamonds, for eternity. You understand? Eternity, right? No one who has, okay, like you still got to do something about with the metals, right? But at the baseline, right? If we guarantee that there is an infinite amount of resources in a whole, no one can put some sort of convoluted fucking excuse to why the fuck you can't have the resources for you to survive. Because they're gonna put all sorts of excuses. Oh, why we can't build you a house because you need to pay for labor or whatever, blah, 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 and, you know, you don't have access to that. No, we can't give you water. We can't give you, no, right? The only way you will survive the litany of millions of bullshit these people are going to do to eradicate you from this earth, because it bothers them, because it inconveniences them, right? It's like they just want to have their pedophile parties with the robots, you know, doing the servicing or whatever. Why the fuck they want to think about the fact you are dying? Why? No. They pay the cops, whatever, right? The only way you will survive is that when we reach that point, that critical mass in 10 years, son, we have a plan, son, I'm talking about fuck taxes, dog. I'm talking about the government should not be taking money from you. That's broke people shit, right? That's broke people shit. These politicians don't give a fuck, right? What the government should be doing, right, is that they should take all the resources, the infinite resources in space. These motherfuckers love colonizing. They don't love colonizing, bro. They just love killing people. They like, we have the entire universe of resources. Infinite. Instead of taking your money once a year, they could be dropping you a package of, here's your yearly 100 pounds of every fucking metal on the planet, every fucking resource there's water, dust, there's everything up there, dirt, everything. Son, straight, pure helium, pure casodium, whatever. You just suck it up, right? But because you're a fucking sheep that allowed these motherfuckers to whip your stupid fucking ass, instead of these motherfuckers providing for you, these bitch asses taken from your fucking pocket, creating a structure to later enslave you, and you're just there like, I love it, right? These motherfuckers should be dropping the 100 ton of resources for every citizen, and then you resell that in the market. That's what they should be doing. We could have been doing that like 50 years ago if they were doing what they were doing when JFK started, right? We could have already been there, right? But again, we're surrounded by these dumb motherfuckers, stupid, ignorant, bitch-ass fascist, pedophile motherfuckers, ignorant slave bitch-ass motherfuckers who just stand there. They don't know nothing. They don't do nothing. They don't care. They don't care. Okay. I don't like poor people. I don't like crime. Stupid, ignorant motherfuckers. They don't know shit about shit. Nothing. We not you and me. Who am I talking? I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about me, son. That's who I'm talking about. Because of you and because of me, bitch. We got nothing. Nothing. Nada, bitch. Nada. Because of these broke-ass motherfuckers in the government. These Nazi motherfuckers, son. It's right there. We love taking shit. We love colonizing shit. I guess if there's no people, we don't do it no more, I guess. There's no people, it's like whatever, son. They should have been doing what they were doing. But because people didn't understand what the fuck was really going on, right? They were on their, we just don't like the communist bullshit, right? We stopped. None of that, like, listen, I personally love sci-fi shit or whatever, blah, 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 and I love, like, space exploration, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about building bases on the moon or whatever. No, I'm talking about a fucking swarm of ginormous robots that will devour Psyche for the next 1,000 years and bring back every fucking thing we would ever need. Because if not, they're going to kill you, stupid. They're gonna genocide you. Just like you gladly allowed them to genocide other people. Just like they gladly protect motherfuckers that fucking rape little kids. You vote for them. You fucking understand? So to summarize, unless you want to be the Futurama underground mutants, aka what's going on in Las Vegas right now, I don't fucking know. Right? In the next 15 to 20 years, son, we need to fucking get that asteroid Psyche. They're gonna be like, there's no money for you, sorry. Yeah, dog, yeah, right? So you're like, okay, dog, I'm not a fucking rocket scientist. Like, what am I gonna do? I don't know, son. I don't know. I don't know. You can fucking help me try to figure it out, okay? You can help me figure it out, right? We're working on the first part of how you not to be a sheep, right? The society, we gotta fucking cure fucking system density blindness. I know I do a lot of shit talking, but I'm actually gonna work on that. am working on that. I'll fucking show you when there's some shit. Just ranting, you don't need to show shit for ranting. And then the fucking getting the asteroid, okay? And I have an idea. I don't need to be a rocket scientist. Rockets are fucking dumb. The fuck? They're stupid. Dick-shaped shit that uses way too much energy just to push air out of the way. It's literally like most of its job is just to push air out of the way. The only reason we're obsessed with the rockets is because of the military thing. And the subconscious, like, German fascination / they did pretty good math, good technology, right? / like, the whole penis-shaped thing. I think there's something about that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's a joke or not. I think there's something about that. Whatever, dog, right? It mostly because it helps the military contracts. That's why they're the ones funding most of it, right? So yeah, no, rockets, stupid. You can just float. You can just float to space. Like, you don't have to use, like, you could just float up there. So that's gonna be my thing. That's what I'm gonna work on. Hope you'll join my journey. I don't want a dick going up to, I'm tired of seeing dicks. There's dicks everywhere, right? Dick people, I got a dick. I'm tired of seeing my dick. I want a fucking bussy in the air. I want a floating bussy. Yeah, baby, I said it. That shit is not blowing up. I'm not gonna waste $10 trillion just to push air to get to space. It's fucking stupid as fuck. Right? I don't know what I'll call my company, but we're gonna work on that. Right? And we're gonna fucking get Psyche, okay? We're gonna work on that and we're gonna get Psyche. We don't got a choice, dog. We don't got a choice, bro. Bro, did AI exist like 2 years ago, dog? Be real. Yes, it existed, but did it really exist like 2 years ago? Now look at it now, bitch. Tomorrow, you're gonna be homeless. If it's not AI, it's gonna be the robot arms, and if it's not the robot arms, it's not the AI, but it's not the robot arms, right? Or the robot people, right? It's gonna be fucking the fascists themselves, dog. It'll be Donald Trump themselves. They'll be like, waste, fraud, and abuse. Oh, were you doing research? And AI can do it now, baby. Oh, the AI can't do it? Waste, fraud, and abuse. I'm sorry. Sorry. You want healthcare? Sorry. Yeah. All right, so we'll work on that.